On my third day in Skopje, I visited the Matka Canyon, which is a popular spot for a day trip about 10 miles or so outside of the city centre. It's easy enough to get to from central Skopje. I took the public bus, the number 60, which cost 35 dinars, which is about 50 pence, and it took about 40 minutes. One of the most popular things to do at the canyon is to take a boat trip out onto the Matka Lake to take in the views of the canyon. The footage here was taken from one of the boat trips, which lasted about half an hour. There's another boat trip which takes passengers out to the Vrelo cave, which I didn't find too impressive, although it's apparently one of the deepest underwater caves in the world. You can take some longer boat trips, taking you further into the canyon, and you can also rent kayaks and pedalers, so if you fancy doing some independent exploring on the water, or maybe finding some swimming spots, that's potentially something you can do as well. It's also a popular destination for hiking. There are several trails around the canyon which lead to monasteries and into the park, but apparently the trails are very challenging. And the day I was there, it was about 35 degrees, and I wasn't really prepared to do any serious physical activity, so I just followed the main trail. The trail which I followed, that main trail, goes along one side of the canyon. It does take in some nice scenery and spots, and you get a different perspective than you get from the boat. The downside of the trail is that it isn't a loop, so you have to go back on yourself, so you have to go back the same way you came. It is easily hikeable, although there are a few tricky spots along the way which some people might struggle with. The footage here is from a nice lookout spot about 45 minutes hiking from the start of that main trail. When returning to Skopje, the bus can be a little unreliable. There were taxis waiting and available to take you into town. However, the best option for your return trip is to take the shuttle service offered by Martin and his dad. Martin's a 10-year-old local kid who speaks English well and has first-hand knowledge of all the hotels in the Skopje area, even the part suites. He'll direct his dad to drop you off wherever you need to go, and they'll only begrudgingly accept payment, so I highly recommend his service. They're not always easy to track down when you're at the canyon, so just keep an eye out for the boy with a Rubik's Cube as you leave the canyon site.